Welcome to Touched and Empowered, a show created to empower individuals to value their lives by hosting think tank discussions that will inspire positive action. Touched and Empowered with Katie and Ace starts now.
We love personal freakout stories.
I love personal freakout stories. So Katie just went through something I normally am the one going through. So I love that.
So should we do our intro or should we just jump right into it?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Touched and Empowered podcast with myself, Ace, and your wonderful Katie, because Katie has now just experienced something that I'm so excited for her to share about because it's something that happens pretty often, at least to me.
Well, I'm glad that it happens on a regular basis for you. For me, I'm still trying to adjust to the fact that the universe works in mysterious ways to help us out when we really need it.
Yeah, it's also terrifying. So
It is.
I don't want this to happen on a regular basis for anyone.
I really don't. Well, I want it to happen on a regular basis to people when they want it, not when they need it. But it's great when it happens when they need it.
Ooh la la. Tell us more.
So I was out of town last week and came back super late Monday night. Tuesday, did grocery shopping. Wednesday, did laundry. Thursday, went downstairs to get something out of the freezer so I could throw it in the crock pot today. And there was water all over my floor because my water heater decided to leak.
Ooh.
And so going through the process of using every towel in the house to mop up the floor because it's a 40-gallon water tank.
Oh my gosh.
Not fun.
Oh, no.
Not how I wanted to spend my Thursday. After I got it cleaned up, I put towels down, and like every 2 hours, I was swapping out sopping wet towels for dry towels to try and stay ahead of this leak.
Oh goodness.
Found my plumber who's done work for me in the past, gave him a call. He was thankfully able to swing by after he was done all of his regular work for the day, and told me that yes, it definitely needs to be replaced. And I'm just going to use round numbers, cost $2,000 for replacement and for install. Needless to say, I don't have $2,000 sitting off to the side somewhere. So he left the rest of last night, and all day today was problem solving, trying to figure out where the money was going to come from. How was I going to be able to do it?
Yeah, and I remember I was like, so I have this really interesting intuitive sense for Katie, and I don't know why, but I'm always just kind of like, I feel something. Hey, Katie, is that you?
Yeah, you texted me and asked me if I was doing okay, and I was like, no, I'm freaking out today. I don't know where I'm going to come up with this. I don't know what's going on.
And then we learned from our podcast episode last time that thank you, ChatGPT. Money is an extension of your purpose.
Yes, money is an extension of your purpose, and thank you for reminding me of that. Because what it reminded me of actually was to stay focused and do what I always do, which is take care of my clients. And I have one client who pays me monthly installments for tech support. I take care of their website. We have monthly, sometimes twice a month phone calls for tech support and just for talking, unraveling, processing, going through stuff. And she asked me about my birthday, which was on Tuesday. And I'm like, birthday was great. Yesterday, not so great. So I've known her for years. So I told her what was going on. And she's like, I think I might have a solution if you're up for it. And I'm like, okay, what is she possibly going to come up with? Because my problem-solving brain couldn't think of any possible solutions. And so she offered to prepay for 2 years of tech support. So then that way I had the money now so I could take care of my water heater. So I'm not taking ice cold showers until whenever I had money, because the hot water heater's turned off because it's leaking all over the place. So Janice, if you ever listen to this podcast, thank you so much. Because you've made it possible for me to like have light at the end of the tunnel today, because I was not doing well earlier today.
Oof, oof, oof. My heart is now relieved.
So I do believe, like what you said, besides money feeding our purpose, if we focus on, which I know I was not focusing on gratitude earlier today, but if we focus on just the gratitude in our lives and the people that we know, solutions to our speed bumps, our temporary defeats will manifest.
Yeah.
They will manifest.
Yeah.
So it's just, people are absolutely amazing. Our clients are absolutely amazing. And I can't say thank you enough to her. So I think my grandmother will be so proud. After we're done podcasting tonight, I'm gonna go digging through my box of like greeting cards and I'm gonna find a blank one and I'm just gonna write her this huge thank you note and put it in the mail tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I just got a thank you note today.
Oh,
Speaking of
nice.
gratitude, like right before this call, I had this intuitive feeling that I should go and like check up my mailbox, which I do. I mean, like on a consistent basis. But today specifically, and I had a thank you card saying thank you so much for like your one-to-one, like your efforts pretty much and what I do for like Buddhist activities. And I was really grateful for it. It was very sweet. And I like to solicit a thank you note means like you really like did something.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It's and especially now in the day of age of just quick text messages or social media messages or something like that, showing that you are taking the time to put in just that little extra step, because it really doesn't take that much longer to handwrite a note than it does to type out a message.
Takes a little bit longer via snail mail, but
Yeah, via snail mail, but then it's a pleasant surprise
yeah.
for the person who receives it. And it, for me, just, something simple like that is more important emotionally than getting a text message that says thank you or getting an email that says thank you.
Yeah. Or lack of response whatsoever to the
Or lack of
panic.
response. Yeah, lack of response is like the worst.
that one we don't. That one we. I don't know how. Yeah. It's funny
that
because
one,
like
that one I just let go of.
yeah, that because that one like I'm like whatever. Let's just like let that. I didn't even think about that until we just talked about like the different ways that people respond to that.
Yeah.
That's happened, and then on the flip side, I get the opposite usually. It's like at first I'll get the I'm like, oh, I guess we can let go of that and that relationship. Um
Well,
yeah.
it's like another thing that I noticed this week because of all the birthday message. I got so many happy birthday messages through Facebook and through Instagram and all these other platforms that I'm on. And gratitude for every single one of them, sent a message to everyone. The few people that asked me what I was doing for my birthday or what I wanted for my birthday, the response was, I'm just looking to connect and strengthen my relationships better and would love to hop on a call to see what you're up to.
That's nice. I sent you hippos.
Yes, you did. You sent me hippos, and I absolutely love them because they are so cute.
I even put red hair on hippos because there's this one hippo that I was just like, it took me a good hour to figure that out too. I was like, why is this taking me so long to put red hair on a hippo? Like this is rough. Like
I saved it to my computer so I can see it all the time. I absolutely love it. But it's funny because there were a lot of people who didn't respond to my request to reach out to strengthen the relationship that we have. But I had like 5 people who were like, yeah, let's hop on a call and have a chat and see what's going on. And, so it's just nice to have that more in-depth human connection with people. And I was, I only had one call so far. The other ones are scheduled for next week because of scheduling conflicts. But still, it was nice to be able to have that set that up to have the conversation.
It is nice because then like you get to reconnect. That's a really good way of like not saying that like we should work on our birthdays, but I mean that's really nice to actually be able to strengthen the treasures of the heart, those relationships that we have, heart to heart connections.
Yeah, it is because, looking at some of the people who would wish me happy birthdays, it felt like looking at the chat history The only time they ever reached out to me was when they got that prompt from Facebook, so-and-so is having a birthday, wish them a happy birthday, kind of thing. So
I need to pay
it
attention to
was
that more.
it was nice to be able to be like, hey, thank you. And I'd love to get to know you better. Let's hop on a call and find out what you're doing, what you're up to, what's new in your world.
See, to get to know you better, I take that as a hint of like, hey, I want to date you. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just in. Just a heads up, folks. I don't know what it's been or what's happening, but I've been like running into people who want to date me. Like, I want to get to know you more, and I'm like, ah. But yeah, good. Sorry, good.
Well, that's where boundaries come in. You can get to know me, but only so much.
I hearted the text message.
Yes. It really is
Anyways.
just the sharing, I think, is what's I'm ever so grateful for right now. Because it's been rough. You know,
Yeah.
we all go through these highs and these lows, and during a low, it's rough. So being able to, one, in my case, have the courage to ask for a conversation, which I'm very proud of myself for that. You know, and be willing to share my vulnerability in the fact that I am not one of these big personalities in a room. I am the more quiet person on the sidelines watching what's going on and absorbing instead of being there in the thick of things. So stretching the comfort zone
Great.
is what my birthday wish for myself is, to practice stretching my comfort zone.
That's a beautiful determination. Be careful what you wish for, but that's a
Yeah, I
beautiful
know,
determination.
because being comfortable in the uncomfortable is something that I'm like not sure about.
Yeah.
But I also know that it's part of growth. And we've talked about that multiple times.
It is. It's just anxiety inducing sometimes, but it's great. I mean, like I think there were before this phone call, before today, Katie, I remember like there were 2 times where I was like, I need a dog sitter. I need this. I need that. I have my flight's in 3 hours. And yeah, then I manifest something, and I'm just like going like, and Katie's like manifesting queen. I'm like, I need a minute. Now I
So
believe
take
you
a
understand.
breath.
Yeah, I believe you understand now.
I do. I mean, I can think back to times, years ago where it's like, holy crap, a bill just popped up that was $200 more than what I expected. How in the world are we going to pay for it? And then all of a sudden in the mail, a $200 rebate check shows up.
Those are nice.
And I was like, okay, look, the universe is helping me take care of this. Brian didn't believe me when I told him that. And I'm just like, okay, fine. You believe what you want. I believe the universe is going to help take care of everything. And I will admit that I did not remember that in my panic with everything going on. But it's a nice reminder that even if I don't remember that, the universe still has my back.
Right, right. And it was funny because I remember there was this one time somebody did something similar, and I manifested $1,000 in like a day. It was very like, I was like, oh my goodness. I'm breathing.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's funny because like those moments, I think what they really do, they kind of serve us. It's like one of those functions of the universe to yank out the doubt so that you can overcome it.
True. And it's one of those things that I realized is we get so comfortable that we fall into this rut. So then even the smallest step outside is climbing a hill.
That's
And
wise, Katie.
I'm just popping up in my brain today.
I love it.
But it's one of those things that it really does feel like a molehill can be a mountain. And we have to remember that we have people in our sphere of, not necessarily our sphere of influence, but also we're in other people's spheres of influence, to where we can pull on that energetic positivity level to give us that boost to get us up and to get us out. And if we have people in our sphere of influence that are not raising the positivity level, then it's time to say, I love you, thank you, and then respectfully distance ourselves from them. Because when they leave, that just opens up space for your next mentor, the next person who's supposed to help you on your journey to come in.
Yeah. And vice versa. It could be a reciprocal type of relationship that isn't painful. Yay.
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 We do love those too.
We love those. I remember the amount of people that I had to like close those ties with before I met Katie. There were a few.
I think we've all had them.
And my dog.
And well, yeah. Pet support always helps.
She's chilling right now. Can you believe it? She's just relaxing. she's not going nuts. She's right there. But yeah. But that is like amazing. I was actually thinking about what to talk about today, and I was like, maybe some of the fun, unexpected things in life. And then you mentioned what you went through, and I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah, and because I was thinking about, I'm not going to be in the mood to record a podcast. I've got too much on my brain. My mind is bogged down. I'm not going to be able to think clearly or be able to articulate what it is that I want to help share with the world. And then all of a sudden, Janice, ta-da! And it's like clean slate. And I was like, wow, now I can have clarity of thought because I don't have what ifs going on in the back of my brain.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's It's so when we shift back to like focusing on either purpose or focusing on what we have to do to like kind of complete a mission, whatever like craziness that is swirling around us, it clears out because like everything is going to be taken care of. It's just crazy sometimes to focus on it because all of these different things are trying to stop you. It's an interesting way of the universe. But then there's other things. Like I always feel like if we're being distracted by something, it's a lesson. Yes. When we are fully focused and can see what is about to distract us, and we learned the lesson, put it into practice, and then we're ready for the next level.
True. And it's sometimes very easy and sometimes very difficult for that next lesson to come in, because the lesson comes and we might not see it. We might not recognize that it's a lesson. We might just see it as a big, huge inconvenience and panic and overwhelm and everything else underneath the sun, instead of it being, oh, this is just a lesson in being creative, capable, and resourceful in solving a problem.
And having faith.
And having faith, yes.
Deepening that sense of faith, that part. that part right there. I always feel like everything is like is a way to deepen your faith.
I think we can choose that because I never really considered myself very faith-based when I was growing up. It just wasn't something in my day-to-day life growing up. So I'm pretty sure all of them brought lessons in faith. I just did not make that connection because it wasn't something I considered before.
Yeah. And faith isn't like necessarily faith is not religion. It's very different.
True. That is very different. But still, for example, the faith that I have in certain friends showing up in my world, if I call on them, is, again, not something I had way back when, but I have now. And it's just recognizing that there are things that we don't completely understand, but we can still count on it 100%.
Exactly. Like basically, when I say faith, I mean deepening your trust in the universe or whatever you want,
or even just trust in yourself.
And trust in yourself, faith in yourself, faith with like trust in something.
Yeah.
But you're essentially just building a new level of trust. And when I think about like as a child, certain things would happen that I just couldn't explain. And my mom used to freak out sometimes because she's like, what the heck did you do? I'm like, I didn't do anything. I just wanted I wanted you to be home from work. She was off for like 3 days straight. And it's just interesting because like the way that that you can manifest things because your
Yes.
desires, right? And I'm not saying this as like a woo witchy thing, and like the whole law of attraction thing, that's different. Like as much as that's there, some of
I think they play well together.
they play well together. I think it's like you get to challenge it for yourself, like understanding how deep your belief is and seeing um and like kind of challenging it. Like for me, I find that, chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, that will help me strengthen my faith a lot because then I manifest things like that, Katie.
Right.
Um,
You do.
I do.
Especially when you go on what I would say, for lack of a better description, a bender, because you will sometimes chant for like 3, 6, 8 hours.
I've done 8 before. I almost did 10. But yes. Especially when I'm in like I don't know what to do.
Right.
And I'm like, as an entrepreneur, you have yourself by your bootstraps. So you have to kind of figure things out as you go. And then build your stability from there.
And having the faith and belief that you can do that takes a lot of inner strength.
Yeah. And the chanting, all it does is it helps build that for when the time comes. It's not like magic, although a lot of people find it to be magic because it does do some mystical mystery things, kind of like what happened to you, Katie. I feel like a good portion of the time when we're tested, it's because we're about to do something that requires us to understand some type of lesson, some type of or receive some type of wisdom before getting to the next level.
And we don't realize it at the time.
Yeah.
But when we look back, we can so obviously see that it was a lesson that we needed to learn.
Exactly. And it's so important because I feel like when we finally understand why, we're like, oh, thank goodness I did that. That was hell then, but it's right now, goodness, that saved my life. Like,
yeah, it's the aha moments as to, oh, this struggle made this so much easier.
oh yeah, like I remember I was like this is something that happened when I was like 21. I was copy pasting emails like and just freaking fast. But basically I was in PR, so I had to clip newspaper clippings, but they were all digital now, so I just had to copy paste them very quickly, like over 200 of them before 8 a.m. Right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, talk about tech, Katie. Just and this was going to be sent to like 3,000 people. And I remember doing it and then going, 7 years, 8 years later, I'm like, thank goodness I know how to do that. Because when I'm under the wire and I need to send out a message fast and be able to see it and trust that everything is right, that confidence comes in handy.
Yeah, that confidence does come in handy. And it's the ability to realize that been there, done that, didn't need the t-shirt because I have the knowledge to go forward. I don't need that constant reminder anymore.
Exactly. Hence why.
It's just fascinating because we sometimes don't see it. Like you talked about my genius with tech. I didn't realize how quote unquote smart I was with tech until last week when I was down, and I'm going to share a story on my quote unquote dad. I call him dad, even though he's not married to my mom. He had a computer that was acting up. It was really slow. It was freezing all the time. He couldn't get anything done. I've never hear this man swear so much in a 5-minute period before. I mean, it was harsh sounding.
Ooh, okay.
So he's like, do something with it before I chuck it out the window kind of deal. So I'm just looking at it and I realized what the problem was is that he was trying to run his computer had only 4 gigs of RAM, which you need like a minimum of 8 for Windows 11 to work properly while you're surfing the internet. So for me, it was like an easy fix. I was like, okay, we could just get you a really inexpensive laptop that has the speed you need, that has the storage you need, and it'll be fixed. And he didn't want to hear what I was saying because all he heard was the money signs. And I'm like, okay, how can I put this in an analogy that he will understand? And he ran a car rental company and a used car lot. So I'm like, okay, car analogies. Oh my God, I went through so many damn car analogies last week trying to figure out how to explain to him the fact that he was trying to drive a Lamborghini with the engine from a golf cart.
Brilliant. Brilliant. That's like the best way to put it. I don't
It was
think I
the
can
only
explain
way I
anything
could think
better.
of it how to explain it to him.
Nice.
And so he's, going on and on and on and on. And I'm like, I'll fix it. You don't have to worry about the how. Just trust that I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to make sure that it works because I want to make sure that you can take care of everything you need to take care of and not get mad at the computer anymore. Which he continued to grumble. So I found a laptop for him, brought it back, and again, grumble, 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 grumble. And I'm like, just give me an hour. And it actually took 2 hours to get everything set up, but I got it set up. And he came into his office and he's like, this thing better work. And I'm like, just turn it on and see what happens. I mean, instantly turned on, everything popped up, everything worked perfectly. And he was like, I don't know what you did. I told you I bought you a new computer, but he didn't know what I did to fix the problem. He thinks that I pulled a rabbit out of the hat. And I didn't think of this as using my tech genius, but realizing that it was my technical skills and using computers so much that I knew it was something as simple as the hardware not being able to keep up with the software, which a lot of people don't think about.
Yeah, no, they don't. They don't. Yeah, yeah.
No, most people are just like, upgrade the software, upgrade, which is great. But if your hardware can't handle it, it's not going to work.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's like a metaphor for life.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, which is why we take care of our bodies too.
Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh, the things that have been just like taking care of our bodies, and I'm going through a little bit of a rabbit hole, but kind of going off of the premise of being your mission is an extension of your purpose.
Right.
So I got a massage from somebody once because I was like, I guess wellness is an extension of my purpose. So I go and I'm getting a massage and I'm just like not shutting up because for whatever reason I'm hearing, tell the person about your business and what you do as a coach and all this stuff and fun. And then we ended up figuring it out. We're bartering now. I'm getting a monthly massage for her to have a transformational coaching session.
Nice.
Thank you. It's like a $300 massage. I got my massage, oh my gosh, 2 days ago. And I was like, I had no idea what was wrong with my body until she went through everything. I was like, talk about the hardware that you had to fix so that you can upgrade me. I felt like I had a new body. I was like, oh my goodness.
And sometimes it's as simple as doing that. Or in my case, I find that just drinking more water as my throat kind of gets worse. Reminding myself that for my body to properly function, I need to drink water as much as I dislike it, which is why I do flavored water.
This is jasmine tea.
I did treat myself and got iced tea this evening instead of drinking more water tonight because I'm like always drinking water when we podcast. But I was like, I want something sweet because I'm like, yay! So
that's good. Fun facts.
I'll drink water before going to bed. Don't worry.
Yes. So fun facts, folks. Jasmine green tea has only like a 3% caffeine. So I've been switching over because a little bit. I had like a shot of espresso this morning plus green tea. But what I've learned about the jasmine green tea, do you know what the metaphysical properties of jasmine is?
I think you're going to share it with us.
I do want to, but I want to make sure that Google also has my back. So do you want to ask Google?
Are we asking Google or are we asking ChatGPT? Because you do love asking ChatGPT questions.
I do, but I don't know if ChatGPT is going to have the same answer as
Okay, so
Google.
we will ask Google.
What are the metaphysical properties of jasmine tea?
Jasmine tea.
I think it's like 4 links down because I had to keep rereading this.
Let's see. Jasmine tea, brewed from its fragrant blossoms, is celebrated for its calming properties, helping to alleviate stress, anxiety, and insomnia. Jasmine is believed to possess anti-inflammatory properties, making it a valuable ally to ease minor aches and pains.
That is definitely the physical properties. Now, what are the
Yes.
Now, what are the metaphysical?
The flower's intoxicating scent is thought to promote spiritual awakening, making it a central feature in Buddhist temples and monasteries.
There's something else.
Provides improving mental clarity, boosting your immune system, aiding in being calm, and apparently is appropriate for all manners of moon magic, as it brightens your spiritual awareness and helps open up the third eye chakra, which is associated with intuition and spiritual insight. These magical properties of jasmine include love, meditation, relaxation, money drawing, prophetic dreaming, aura cleansing, and confidence.
I totally forgot about the prophetic dream because I've had a few dreams that we're going to talk about after this podcast, Katie. But
okay.
Put
a pin in that.
Put a pin in that. But it also, I don't know if it's on there, but it also helps release trauma in the body.
Well, that makes sense with all the other properties that Google just said that it had.
Right. And I didn't know that. And I was like, let's see what else I got. Let's release more of it, please.
Let's see what else I can process today.
Yeah, what else do I need? Just
as you drink it by the gallon.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but it really is the fact that we can choose to have that kind of intention with anything that we drink that is healthy for our bodies. And I specifically say that is healthy for our bodies because my personal belief, and I'm sure that there are people who would disagree with me, is that no matter how much good intention you put into alcohol, it's not necessarily going to be the best liquid to consume when you're trying to increase positivity. It's just my belief.
From my experience, water might be, just because you can manifest some great stuff from water, and you can watch those videos
because it's a great carrier for positive energies. Yes, absolutely. And obviously teas containing certain extracts from different plants and stuff can do the exact same thing too.
Egyptian chamomile. I tried that one yesterday. I've just been on a tea kick. I tried that one yesterday and I was like, oh, it like helps with your solar plexus. So it boosts empowerment and confidence. And I definitely felt that one. I was like, oh, snap. Woohoo. Okay. Anyway, sorry. But back to what we were saying in regards to like pleasantly interesting things that just happened. This was something that I've actually kind of randomly popped into my life, and I was just like, oh, I can do this more. I might do this more. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's one of tea's okay. For me, I kind of have to be in the mood to have tea versus having coffee.
I just have both. It's understandable. But yeah,
I think maybe it's because maybe the tea I had wasn't either the right tea for me or just inferior quality. Because I do know that there was one tea that I absolutely loved, but I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get it again. And the only reason I say that is because I was back in high school. My history teacher was taking a trip. I was my junior year. My history teacher was taking a trip to China. And I put down my name on the list to get a postcard from China because I thought that would be pretty cool, which I did. Apparently, I was the only student in all of her classes who did that. So when the next year, my senior year, when I had history with her, happened to have her again, I got a canister of tea, of loose leaf tea that she bought for me from China because I was the only student who signed up to get a postcard. So I had no idea what was in it because obviously I couldn't read the canister or any, I mean, I had no clue what it was that this woman bought me, but it was really good. I remember it being really good and that I liked it.
I'm really glad because that could have just been like
That could have been so wrong on so many levels.
Yeah, it could have been anything. It's so funny. All right, fun fact.
Who knows what it was in it, but thank you very much, Miss Fidel. I love you.
Awesome. Sorry, Nicole. We're going to be bouncing everywhere on this episode. I've totally done this to somebody where it's not because like I enjoy the fun jabs about being Asian sometimes.
Oh, I know you do.
Yeah, because I can jab back. So like there was this one person who made like this, not an awful joke, but it was something interesting. And I just remember he had like Chinese letters on his back.
I can see where this is going.
And I was like, why do you have dog hits car on the back of your on your back? And the guy was like, no way. I went through all the different ways to make sure that this is what it said. And I'm like, I bet. It's a good thing I'm not Chinese. And I walked away. I'm sorry.
It's funny because, you know, I have met people who have done either Chinese symbols or have done Viking runes to spell something out, and they didn't do the proper research. So needless to say, their tattoos are seriously wrong. But it's pretty. That's why I got it. Yeah, no, still do your research.
It's just folks, you know,
seriously, do your research.
It's a big lesson for everybody, right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So there's, you know, I actually realized something. I know we're going a little off topic today, but you know,
it happens.
It happens. Humor me on this one. Ever go through the things that you love about yourself? It's actually a really good it's not a narcissistic thing. It's actually a really good way to reflect and journal so that you can incorporate more self-love into who you are, right? What are your three? This might end up being 2 episodes.
My top 3?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Well, I know that they've definitely changed over the years.
Okay.
But I would say right now, my top 3 about me, myself, and I, not including anything else, because otherwise it would be number 1 is my son. But just me, myself, and I do appreciate the fact that I'll say 99% of the time I can remain calm in any situation. And I am learning to apply that to situations that involve me directly.
Nice.
I'm really good at remaining calm and holding space for other people. I'm learning to do it for myself. So one thing I love, and I know that I need internally for Katie, I need to grow on.
When?
I like I'm learning to love my smile. I didn't used to like my smile. I'm learning to love my smile. And I'm learning to love that I can laugh at mistakes.
Yay. We like this.
We like this. And I will say it feels awkward saying these out loud. But sometimes we have to hear ourselves say something to believe it.
Yeah, it's true.
Thank you for kind of like pushing me to verbalize these.
Yay, I'm glad you got to enjoy that because like it is fun. I think the first one for me is that when somebody makes a mean remark, I go into that person that was like, why do you have those Chinese characters like that? That's my humor. Like I realized that
So what?
One, yeah, I realized that the other day because somebody I wrote a comment on an Instagram post, and somebody came at me with like a really, really, really mean response.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, do you see the smile?
Yeah, we see the smile.
Oh, gremlin me comes out. It was just like, oh yeah, let's play that game. And I just remember seeing their username, and I was like, I don't know if I can share it. Should I? Is it a
No,
good
we're
idea?
not. We're not going to share people's usernames in our podcast.
All right, I'm gonna use a different version of it. I can't even think of a different version of it. It was so just like when you look at it, you go, what?
Okay, so it was one that makes you cock your head and look at it questioningly.
Yeah, it was like zebra donka pony, something like that. And I was
Okay.
just like, that is the most interesting visualization of a thing I've ever seen in my life. And then they responded back with a big laughter. And I was just like, it's like where you make it's like the perfect joke that it's not fully insulting.
Right.
It's actually more respectful because you come back with some type of respectful retort to just gain back your self-respect.
Absolutely. So
And
that's one.
that's one. That one's where people don't see it coming. So that's fun for me.
So twisted humor, no one sees coming. Got it?
Thank you. Two, commitment to mission.
Yes, that is definitely a big one for you.
Yeah, like I have a pretty strong commitment to my mission in my life. And even if I don't know what it is, as long as I like focus on this feels aligned,
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten better at that. And I'm actually really grateful that I have that because
Because otherwise you feel like you're scatterbrained all over the place. So yes, that is definitely something that I would agree with for you.
oh, thank you. Yeah, I really love that part.
All right. So number 3.
Three, for the most part, I do what I promise. Like if I said I promise X, that's like I'm gonna die before that doesn't come true. Like like that's kind of where I'm at whenever I make a promise. So like my sincerity and my integrity on that, that's really important to me.
I think that I know that has become more important to me, but for me, it's not necessarily my integrity to holding my word for other people. Because I've always done that. Whenever I promised to do something, I've always gone through with it. I've always made sure that it was done by the time I said it was done. But holding that same integrity for me, for myself, is something that a lot of us forget to do.
Yeah. I agree with you
It's
on
really
that.
easy to keep promises to someone else. It's harder to keep promises to yourself.
Yeah. And that's where like, all right, so funny enough, I still do that. But then it just takes me longer to commit to what I want. What I want.
Right. It takes longer, or oh, I could put this off till tomorrow because I need to take care of this for somebody else first.
Or like I'll get it in 6 years one day. But like once I'm committed to something, I'm in. Like my both
Yeah.
feet are in. There's no like stopping me from continuing what I've said I would do. And that's something I've noticed. For instance, this podcast. We're pretty like
Yeah, we're pretty consistent.
we're very consistent.
And even on the days that we don't record, we still have our recordings that we did a few weeks ago because we have that buffer built in.
We have a
And
big buffer built in. We
we
have
have a
half a
big
year
buffer.
built in.
Yes, we do. And I will acknowledge that our podcasts have not dropped every single week. I think there were maybe 2 or 3 weeks in
They
the
were
whole
on
time that we've been up.
holidays.
They were either on holidays or bless her heart, Nicole was sick.
Yes. And we love
And
you,
we
Nicole.
much rather Nicole take care of herself. Nicole, I hope you're listening to this.
We love
We
you.
are very grateful that you take care of yourself first before you worry about our podcast, because
Yes,
we want to
yes.
make sure that we take care of you too, because we love you.
100%, very much. And also I don't know if you knew, but every time you did, it was on a holiday. Like it was like perfectly on like President's Day
Unexpectedly,
or
yeah.
on yeah, and on Martin Luther King Day. I was like, does she know that it's okay that they were not dropping on a holiday? Like it's perfectly fine.
The funny thing is I didn't even realize those were holidays when they happened. It wasn't until like halfway through the day I was like, oh, look, it's a holiday. Because working for yourself, you sometimes don't think about the fact that there are government holidays that other people are taking off or other businesses are closed.
Pretty much, yeah. But it was pretty funny because I was just like, it's it's fine. It's a corporate holiday. We're good. Which we appreciate.
Which we do appreciate.
Yeah.
But still, we'd much rather you take care of you.
Yeah. And
I feel that at least I do, feel that way about everyone that I work with. If something comes up, they're not feeling well, or there's a family emergency or something, as long as you keep me informed, like I'm not going to make our call tonight because something happened, you don't have to tell me what it is. But as long as you just give me that 2 seconds of acknowledgement, so then that way I'm not thinking about what's wrong, where are you okay?
right. And there have been times where I thought I communicated something and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards I still communicated it. And I was like, Katie, I'm so sorry. I thought
Yeah, like I forgot that I didn't tell you that I was going to be out of town this weekend. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm just glad you're okay.
Yep. It took me 4 hours, but I was like, oh, Katie, I'm sorry. But I think that was like in the earlier days because like we love
that was back in the very beginning when we were still learning each other's schedules and quirks.
Yeah, and that takes what? How many months did it take us to figure out? Because we're pretty aligned in our values. It really didn't take much.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember what episode it was that we worked through our values during our podcast. It was kind of hysterical, actually. You might have to go back and listen to it to see because I'm sure that they've evolved since then.
Yeah,
because that was probably within the first
8 weeks,
6 months. Well, definitely. Well, it might have been 8 weeks. I was thinking first 6 months.
That's a big batch right there.
Okay. 8 weeks is 2 months, so 2 to 6 months time frame.
Within that place,
within that time frame somewhere in there was when we, I think, originally set our values for the podcast and what we wanted to do. And it'll be interesting. I think maybe what we should do, we'll have to save this for another podcast because we are coming up on time. I think what we should do is do what our values are now and then go back and compare to what they were then and see what stayed the same and what evolved into something else.
I love that. That's our next podcast. By the way, we have 2 more topics that like I totally forgot about. Remember, so on my Instagram, I asked about.
You did, because there were people who sent us topics, so we will have to record those next.
Yes, we will. And thank you everybody for listening. I know we're coming up on time. I'd be really curious because I remember we were both coming from like raw traumatized spaces when we came up with those values. So we're gonna definitely dive deep and make sure that we set up these 3 specific topics for us to record next.
I will put that in the agenda for our next 3 recording sessions. So then that way we could do that.
Amazing. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful week. And I hope you got some wisdom out of us this week. Yeah.
If nothing else, have fun.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for joining us. We hope that the discussion today will inspire you to take positive action in your life. Until next week, be empowered.